Bet. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got the signal from Lee. I'm the one and only M. Soto, Music, Life, and Love podcast. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all joining us once again. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Make sure you listen to us on Apple, Spotify. Got any topics you want us to kick? Music, Life, and Love 88 at gmail.com, or you could just hit us up in the DMs. You know what I mean? Very special episode today. I don't want to give out too much. I want to, pan it to the right. My guy, Gillionaire, what's going on, bro?
I'm chilling, man. What's going on, Soto? How you feeling, family?
I'm cool. I'm on this, this red couch. I'm on this velvet red couch right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not usually over here, but you know what I mean?
It's a different look, man, because usually you be on the table and everything like that.
Yeah. So. It's funny. Black and red, and I'm wearing black and red today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, it's that energy for today.
Yeah. It is Friday, so that is kind of like the color.
Oh, red.
Black and red. Oh, well, red. Yeah.
Red.
Yeah. It's all good.
Oh, man. Yeah. I see you got the cup in your hand. You sipping on something nice.
Fiji. I'm sipping on Fiji. You know what I mean?
Water on. Stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen, please.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
You have to. You know what I'm saying? It's hot outside. You know what I mean?
You already know.
But
sir.
So definitely, this came about rather quickly. More quicker than what I thought it was gonna come through. So we have an alumni here, and then we have some newcomers here. So without further ado, we have to my right, Miss Teresa Davis. How you doing?
Woo woo! You already know.
Welcome.
You know
back.
what I'm saying?
You already know. I'm home, baby. I'm home.
You back? You at the new location?
Yeah.
This gentleman right here that we have, I'm just gonna say it like this. The first time I read anything that he actually had, and he was, he had it published, I was 14.
Go back.
I was 14 years old, and one of the reasons why I actually read his book was because I was in homeroom and I saw like every girl in that homeroom with this book.
Oh, that's a good sign.
And I was like, all right, cool. That was my intro to speak to the girls in the classroom. So I'm like, yo, what is that about? Oh, it's be more careful. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know anything about that. Because at that time, I wasn't out in B-more. You know what I'm saying? I was in Brooklyn, New York. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I went to high school at. So we're going to get into a lot of his history. We have Mr. Shannon Holmes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So,
Let's
welcome.
Let's go. We appreciate you. We do have a few more individuals. We got Legend in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's going to come through and kick me out at some point. You know what I mean?
Sweep up.
Yeah, she's going to kick me out at some point. But not before I get what I need to get out. Trill's supposed to be joining us. Hopefully he call in. You know what I'm saying?
Trill DC, baby.
Yeah. Trill CG, wherever he's at right now. I don't know if he's downstairs or not, but we about to go get him. And then also, I would like for you to introduce to us this lovely young lady here who is in some of the projects that you have coming out to my left, but to y'all's right. I want you to go ahead and let us know who you are.
Hi, I'm Christine Puckett, and
yeah.
in the movie, I am Nicole, or I play Nicole.
Okay. And what's the movie again that you playing?
Be More Careful.
Okay. Once again, man, so many questions. I don't know. Where should I start?
We should go back, man.
You want to go back?
We should go back where Mr. Holmes started from. You know what I mean? What brought him here? What's going on?
So let's go back to where he started from, because we know he's from the Bronx. But tell us the story from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Let us know, give us an insight or just like a walkthrough.
Okay, briefly. My family background, I'm a twin. I got a twin sister, Shannon and Shanta. So my mother thought it was cute to name me Shannon, but I've had so many fights over my name growing up as a kid. I think I was short for a long time, I'm the last of 6.
Oh, 6 kids.
6 kids, 3 boys. We was the Black Brady Bunch.
Wow.
Okay.
3 boys, 3 girls.
Oh.
So my oldest sibling is 10 years older than me, 9, 8, and then it's a gap, it's 5, and there's me and my sister. They didn't even know they was having me when they had me.
Wow.
So I was destined to be special.
There you go.
I was destined to be here today. But, I come from a military family. My father was in the military. My brother did 8 years. My other brother did 5 years in the military. And when it came to me, I knew I wasn't going to the military. because I didn't like taking my father's orders. So how would I like taking a stranger's orders, yelling in my face? This was when the military was the military. None of this watered down stuff y'all got now. None of this sensitive stuff, desensitized stuff. This is when my brother came home and told me, he said, yo, the drill sergeant told him he never seen a Holmes with teeth.
Wow.
So I knew I wasn't going, you know what I'm saying? But it was expected of me. That was my, you know, you going? Cause it was just like a gift. Like it was like the family business.
Like a tradition, basically,
Yeah.
for all the males to actually go through that.
So I said, nah, 8 years old, I knew. 'Cause my brother left at 18. My next brother left at, a couple years later, I was 12. He left at like 7. My parents signed him in, he finished school early. So, and they went on to be cop, CO, the court officer in their careers, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really come from, we had struggles. People think the biggest misconception in the world is just because you come from a private house, you rich. That's a big misconception. We struggle with, you know, I didn't have everything I wanted. I had everything I needed, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 6 kids. So could you imagine, you know, but as each sibling left the nest,
Yeah.
things got better and better for me and my twin sister.
It was more
We had
room.
so actually I had the best opportunity to succeed. I can remember my uncle telling me, yo, I thought you, you know, a long time ago, you'd be successful a long time ago. I said, I did. Just on my time, you know what I'm saying? So I did succeed. Thought you'd be successful. And that was crazy that he even said that to me. Not crazy, but just hearing it from somebody else, like, damn, like, because I had the opportunity was there, but I chose another route. Back when I was 14, 15, crack came out. An epidemic that would rock the black community.
What year was that?
We're talking about 80s, huh?
85, 86, 84, 85.
Talking about 80s for sure.
So, you know, I really wasn't in the street like that, dibbling and dabbling, nobody knowing, you know what I'm saying? The first time I got in the street was, I came from playing basketball. And my man was sitting on the steps. He was like, yo, I cut through the drug block. I went to school over there. So he was like, yo, hang out with me, chill with me. I'll buy you anything you want to eat. All right, bet. Give me chicken wings and french fries. and the Hawaiian punch.
That's the beat.
He bought it for me. And I
From
sat
the
there.
Chinese spot, right?
Yep, I sat there and watched him do his thing. And that kind of reeled me in. And I said, I don't got to touch nothing. You getting paid for this shit? Bad.
Damn.
So he was a lookout. You see, so when it was my turn, put me on. He said, yo, shorty. Older dude was like, yo, you don't got to touch nothing. Just let me know if anybody go to them on my staff.
And that was your first job.
So that's my first job. Okay. But of course, you can't stay that way. You can't throw dirt and hide your hands. Not in the drug game.
Yeah.
You got to make that sale.
Yeah.
So one day, I was working for an unscrupulous drug dealer. He's pretty big, a very big guy. They called him Bouncer, so you can imagine what he looked like.
Okay.
He's big.
Yeah.
So he like, yo, shorty, go over there and take that thing to this lady for me. I was like, yo, I don't make no sales. He was like, what? You do what the I tell you to do? Pull my arm out of you. I was like, I'm looking up, I'm like, oh. So I went over there all nervous and stuff, and then my brother's friend saw me. So he's looking at me like, yo, like I'm going to tell, but my brother's a half a world away. I wasn't scared of that.
I was about to ask you that. I was going to say if any of your siblings, while you was doing all of that, knew exactly what was going on.
Nobody knew, but they would know. You know, word get out. Like, you see you on the drug block all the time. I can't keep saying, yo, my friends live there. There's only so much of that I can say.
Right.
Even though they did.
Right.
So it did get out. My father's friends, my father had friends that knew me that I didn't even know.
Oh.
So it was on the main strip, and they let's just say Greenmont I'm on Greenmont Corner. And they just come by, they see me, but I don't see them. In the car, you can see people don't see you.
Yeah.
My friend said he saw you today. So I just started getting sloppy. I would be counting money and put the money on the toilet.
Ooh.
Get up and leave the money. My father would come in the bathroom behind me. Whose money is this? I don't know.
It's gone.
So my father was a disciplinarian. Big man, man. I remember one time my father smacked me so hard I thought he punched me.
This is off of this is because he caught you like doing any
Oh, it was
you know,
school.
like that.
If I get in school, like certain things I said it's an automatic ass whooping. If them teachers call home from school
Uh-huh.
and he got to go to that school, that's an automatic ass whooping. No questions asked.
A lot of people don't realize, like, back in the days, parents didn't play when it
didn't
came to
play anything.
education.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I got it as well, too.
Yeah,
Trust.
my father, they ain't from the country. My mother from South Carolina, my father from Georgia. Hardworking people. So I wasn't poor, but my father was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a father. I had a father, but my father did. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was raised a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, respectful. On my block, I was one way. When I got off that block, I was a totally different Shannon that they didn't know. So, you know, I'm influenced by what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing dudes go out of town,
Yeah.
broke, come back with Benzes. Think that shit's not affecting me?
Yeah. That's the life.
I come from the microwave generation. I want my shit right now, not the other shit. So
Yeah.
I'm seeing these dudes, and you know, and this is where I kind of get my storytelling from. They would come back with these stories from out of town, how they was doing it.
You became fascinated.
Yo, we would sit around like a scoutmaster talking to the Boy Scout troop.
Yeah.
He tell them how to tie knots, whatever they say in them little campfires. We sitting around on the cars, listening. Yo, I went to D.C. I'm knocking dudes out like they jumped out of windows, and then he would get on the floor and act it out. So I come from around a lot of great oral storytellers. They would take you there. So that was a part of it, right? So when I got a chance to go to D.C., I was 16. I went. It was me, my man, God bless the dead toy. He got killed in Baltimore, but that's a long story. That was an inside job.
Okay.
Anyway,
Wow.
so he got killed in Baltimore, right? And Rambo, me, Toy, and Rambo. So we went to D.C., got a little drugs, whatever, sold our drugs, and came back. So I can remember my mother asking, where was you at all day? Because I didn't get back to the wee hours in the morning. We left like 9 o'clock, jumped on the Amtrak. So boom, I was like, yeah, fuck it. Whatever's going to happen to me when I get home, I'll deal with that when I get home. Because there was no cell phones back then. No beepers back then. You have to wait till I get home. Where was you at? Oh, I went to Great Adventure and the bus broke down.
Yeah, you gotta roll with it.
She got to roll. What she going to say? She can't catch me.
The street lights already came on and everything, and
it
you
was
wasn't
the wee
even
hours
home.
of the morning. It was
Right.
3 o'clock in the morning by the time I arrived back at the Holmes residence.
Yeah.
So what age was that?
That was 16 years old. I
was
was 16.
16.
We bust a move to D.C.
Okay.
Me and my 3 friends, right? So after that only whet my appetite. I was going back to school, but I'm still in the street, dibbling and dabbling. And it's just like, as I got older, I physically filled out. I got more defiant. I'm not really respecting not disrespecting him, but yo, dudes is like, yo, Shannon, how do you do what you do when your father's like that?
Wow.
Dudes is really, because my father was like James from Good Times, that physique.
Wow.
Oh.
Big guy.
Big
He was a
guy.
big guy. He's not that big anymore, but you know, get old, your bowstring. But
course.
my father was a family disciplinarian. He beat, if you was his nephew and my grandmother called and said you did something at her house, or her sister called and
getting that
he
ass
would-
whooped.
it wasn't no, you not my father. What? That would get you something else. That would get you even more. My father
Yeah.
But
whipped the ass for the whole family. You ain't have a father, he was your father.
but apparently that
It wasn't
wasn't
enough.
that wasn't enough to stop you.
It wasn't, because I was growing, and I said to my man earlier, Shah, I said 2 things prevent people from doing very bad things. Hell, their spiritual belief in God, and jail, their fear of jail. There's people that will kill you if they wasn't scared to go to jail.
Oh,
Take your
yeah.
life like right now, not now, like right now.
That is true.
The consequences would
Yeah.
prevent you from doing a
So
lot of things.
I really didn't have that. Like when I went to church, I didn't feel that. I went to Catholic church. I never felt it was just robots. Sit up, sit, stand, kneel. Sit, stand, kneel. Pay your time. It was the same thing. I could set my watch about what we were doing about what we were doing in church. Be like to my sister, oh, it's time to go. I knew it. 'Cause they did the same thing. Only thing that changed was the sermon.
It was a sermon. That's it.
We believe in one God, the Father, the Almighty. And we was the only black family in it. No, one of the only black families. So that was crazy. Like that was like, I never really felt like, I never got any spiritual awakening in the Catholic church. So that was one, right? So I started not fearing my pops. That was 2. Started seeing them niggas coming back with that bread.
so-
That was 3.
Yeah.
That was the deciding
No,
factor.
no church. Father wasn't
For having it. My father wasn't having it. My father was like, yo, Shannon, all the things that you want, you're going to have in time. Now, my father, at 16, my father had me taking city tests, city exams. I was passing. You can't put no multiple choice in front of me.
Oh,
I'm gonna get that.
It was C's all the way, right? C,
So
C.
boom. So I passed the test. It was like it's just a waiting game.
Mm-hmm.
So when they called me, I was already in my first incarceration in Hagerstown, and I can remember me calling home and mama and hearing the hurt in my mother's voice. I'll never forget that. She was like, "The city called here for you today." She was thinking that I wasn't ever gonna make nothing of myself.
Right.
Cause I remember these boys would write my sisters from jail, be having them jailbirds. And I became that dude that she was talking about.
So look, we're not going to just skate over that. So you got locked up. Walk me through when you got locked up and how in terms of like the feeling you felt when you know you got caught. Walk me through that time.
Yeah, what was going
I got locked up a few times in New York. Wasn't nothing serious. And then one time I did get locked up for the sale. So I get locked up for the sale. They had formed a new team, a new drug and task force called the Narcotics Task Force, T&T.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody was like, yo, that man right there, he wants something. Before, we had never experienced anything like that. Them setting us up for sales. That was from mob and big drug boys, not the corner dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Served the dude. They rushed me over, choked me out. I had to crack in my I had to spit it out or have it in my gums. Nasty shit, but
Yeah.
they buy it. So I'm trying not to go to jail.
Right.
So I get locked up, but I was 16, so I didn't really go anywhere. I got they call it Youthful Offender Act, 5 years probation. But that didn't stop me.
5 years probation.
Yeah, 5 years probation. That didn't stop me. So in the midst of all that, I go to D.C. I leave home. The money's too good now. I'm just like, yo, that school always gonna be there. This money might not. Let me go. It was so bad on my block. It was to the point. It wasn't who was on the block. It wasn't who wasn't on the block. Half of my block was in D.C. Like in Southeast and wherever we were in D.C. in Maryland. So like if we had beef, we would form like Voltron. Yo, call us. And we always had to, so D.C. was pretty wild. And let me say this about D.C. I've never felt danger in my life the way I felt it in D.C.
Really?
Damn.
The animosity for New Yorkers was so high out there.
Wow. Wow.
But it wasn't always like that, but New York dudes made it like that.
Yeah.
They came out there with the gunplay and dudes just started responding. Dudes woke up and picked up guns. So I went to D.C. I caught my first major charge in Maryland. Bail's out, $5,500. Then gets knocked again. They didn't give me no bail. Then I get to 8 years. I go to Hagerstown. They called it the farm back then. Because you could like smell the manure and stuff like that, like from miles around. You could skunks and all that type of stuff.
And at what age you went upstairs?
I want to stay at 18.
At 18. Okay.
18 years old.
Okay.
So, I meet dudes from Baltimore, and, we mesh. I play
it
ball.
up.
So ball is like you play basketball, you can make friends. You don't got to talk.
Oh, yeah.
You good.
Definitely.
It's a common language
Of course.
that we all speak.
Especially in the hood, for sure.
So boom, that's how I started meeting dudes and stuff like that. And I was a cool dude, people like me, man. I'm a likable, very likable guy. So,
Okay.
and I don't do no fuck shit to nobody, you know what I'm saying?
So you say you was nice, though. You was
yeah,
like, you nice with the
I
hand
wasn't the
and
nicest in the jail, but I was nice.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? It was dudes in jail, like some of that like, yo, what are you doing here, bro?
Yeah, you could beat Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Type of dudes.
Dudes was tough. It was one dude, man. I played in Philly, man. I couldn't do nothing with this kid. He would come up every time and say this, clear it out.
Wow.
Cross me up and be gone. I knew what he was going to do. I just couldn't stop him. He was like Allen Iverson. His crossover was better than Allen. Just unstoppable. This kid was unstoppable. He was tough. He was tough.
Wow.
Anyway, so back to that. So I make these connections. In jail, you go to jail, you try to become a bigger criminal. So, yo, you from, yeah. And call me when you get out.
Right.
I
Build
called
up
the
a
kid.
name. Yeah.
I called the kid when he got out. When I got out.
Really?
Looked him up. Came down there. 21st and Barkley. And that's why I wrote, I set that on that block. I said, be more careful on that block. Because of him, my man Boogaloo, Robert Smoot.
Okay.
So, and at that time, when I went into jail, it was some legendary dudes on the street from Baltimore, and them dudes
That was in there.
yeah, Tony Austin. There was a lot of dudes I crossed paths with, a lot of super dangerous dudes, and I would come home and see them, and they already knew me. Wow. We already had relations, so it wasn't like I was interfering with nothing they was doing.
Right.
They was really getting money. I was just there.
Yeah.
I was taking down some couple of dollars, but they had the operations and all that stuff. So it wasn't a threat to me, and they let me live.
I was about to ask you, was there any type of like beef inside
I
jail?
never had a beef with a Baltimore cat.
Okay.
I hope never not to. I mean, like I told them before, I said, Joe, when a Baltimore dude mess with you, it's bulletproof. He got love for you, it's bulletproof. He gonna go against his own for you. I can go home and never see these dudes again, but he gotta see these dudes again. You know what I'm saying? But they just wanna know, yo, you gotta hold. They're not gonna fight for you. You gonna have to do whatever, pick up the gun, whatever, you fight, throw your hands, but they ain't not gonna let nobody bank you. How about that when they mess with you? Nah, you're not doing that to yo. Nah, what's good? So it was making those connections, you know what I'm saying? I won't call them friendships because I don't think you have friends in jail. You have associates. You have to form these allegiances and these alliances.
Just while you were there, just
Yeah.
survival.
So
purposes.
I'm running with New York dudes, and it's because we behind enemy lines. It's a little of us, so we have to click up.
Right.
Just like West run with West, Cherry Hill run with Cherry Hill, East run with East.
East side.
And that's how it be.
Side.
You know what I'm saying? It's a rare Baltimore dude that goes through all the circles.
All those circles, yeah.
So, with that being said, like, so that when you cooking up with New York dudes, you know what I'm saying? I might not even like you, but I gotta hold you down, because if I let them get you today, it's me tomorrow, and we not getting to me.
Yeah.
We gonna deal with this right now. So a dude might come up to me and say, "Yo, New York, what's up with your man?" And I gotta answer this as hard as possible,
Okay.
because he's asking me, "Can he get at my man?" Subconsciously, this is what's up with your man? Like, how cool are you?
Right.
What you mean what's up with my man?
Yeah, he's testing it.
I gotta say that. What you mean? Oh, nah. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, check them.
Yeah, leave that alone. Yeah, like, nah, because they try to pick you apart one by one. Pew, pew.
So I read in the bio that you actually started writing. Oh, that's when you
I
started.
started writing, not in Hagerstown, no, it was another bid. I did 3 bids.
another bid.
So in my last bid, I come to the conclusion that this wasn't it for me. God didn't put me here to be the biggest drug dealer. It wasn't my destiny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People would say humble, you get knocked on the humble. It was just, I wasn't supposed to be doing what I was doing in the first place. So maybe I was. Where I was at, I was there, supposed to be there for a reason, even if it was jail. Jail saved my life, actually. If you really want to
I
get
got a
technical.
question for that. Really.
Yeah, saved my life.
Jail.
A lot of people died while I was in jail. It might have died because I was with them. Jail saved people's life.
That's one of the questions I want to ask, because I wanted to know if jail was a blessing rather than a curse for you.
Definitely was a blessing for me. You know, I would lie to my mom. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a good boy when I get out. Right back at it, like I never said that shit. Me and my man were just talking about that. Like we forget the times, the hardships we experienced in jail. Because dudes cry in the dark. Wet pillows in jail. People cry in the dark, man. So you know, because you don't want nobody trying you.
Yeah.
But some shit just get to you that, like my first bit, my girl had a baby on me. The girl I thought I would have kids with.
Wow.
She had a baby on me. You talk about sick?
Wow.
You talk about sick? Man, I used to be in the yard looking up at the sky and seeing her face in the clouds. I'm like, yo. Couldn't even, yo. That's why I be telling people, I said, yo, pain is good. When you come out of that dark space, you're going to laugh. It ain't funny while you're going through it.
Yeah.
But after that, you're like, I can't believe I was doing that shit. So, yeah, man, you know, like I said, man, jail saved my life, man. And the last time, I decided to not serve time, but let time serve me.
So that's when you started writing the last bit.
I met a kid.
Okay.
I was at that point. I'm done with the streets. To myself, you can't. If you lie to yourself, you're a bad mother. You're a dangerous motherfucker.
Because you can't hide from yourself.
So boom, I met this kid and I was just talking to him. And talking to him, I knew I was more intelligent than he was. I had lived longer. I had done more things. I had saw more things. And when I ran the streets with older dudes. I was telling them earlier, it was an apprenticeship when I was in the streets. You couldn't just come out. I don't give a fuck what your block you did all your life. You had to be stamped. Almost like a mob type of thing. Like you had to, you know, like niggas had to know that you wasn't telling. Because if niggas thought, you know, murder is like, I know things, and if people thought that I was going to tell, I might come around that corner and never come back. Because ain't no statute of limitations on murder. They coming to get old men, as you see.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So with that being said, you just couldn't come outside, man. You had to be somebody co-signed you. Then they see how you moving. Oh, shorty, you cool. He keep his mouth shut. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know the worst thing worst thing you could be in my neighborhood was a snitch. When I was growing up,
I think even to this day.
people snitched, and they was never to be seen again. They went down south and started a new life. Not no more. They come right back to the block and dare you to say something about that shit.
Right. Yeah. Some of them got backups as well too. The feds.
Yeah, some of them are tough snitches now. Don't get me wrong. They're killer snitches and all that type of stuff. It's a different
Killer snitch.
It's a different type of snitch. It's like a killer clown.
Guys, yeah.
So
Killer.
I met the kid,
Killer,
and I just thought I was more intelligent than him too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all about figuring out what he knew that I didn't know, and that was something. He wrote 3 books. I said, if he could write 3, I could write 1. And that was just my aim. Girlfriend left me. Dog bit me. Nobody was writing me. So Be More Careful became a long letter to myself.
Damn.
I just had nothing but, I had clarity. It was the most clearest in my mind that I ever had. That bit. I ain't have nothing, I ain't nobody to lie to, nobody to lie to me. It's just clarity. And so, like I said, I read the book called Donald Goines' Black Girl Lost. So when I read that book, I said, I'm going to make me a 1995 Black Girl Lost. I'm going to tell them what's happening now. Because my father used to say, you think you doing something so slick, but I seen this, he seen it before. He seen crack, he saw it in dope, the dope in the 60s. So there's nothing new underneath the sun. It's just your perception of it and how you tell it. And that's what makes me, and you. How I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell them, we can see an accident the same, but have 2 different versions of the story. And that was me, man. I thought I was very opinionated. People at once told me, you wise beyond your years, Shannon, you know what I'm saying? But I was never accused of being smart, though.
Yeah.
Never. Nobody said, hey, man, you're gonna be on Wall Street one day. Nobody ever told me that. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to do something constructive with my time. And it became a book and just figuring it out. And so in the course of me doing this, I'm trying to share my good news with other prisoners. Man, that was the worst thing I could do.
Yeah.
They tried to crush me. They told me,
blessings, man.
they said, you writing a book? Oh, yeah? We're gonna have a book signing right over this garbage can, and we're gonna throw it in that garbage can. And they all laughed in my face.
Hey.
And I laughed too. I laughed to keep from crying.
Oh, man.
It was different.
Damn.
So I could afford them. I couldn't beat all of them. No, I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't beat all of them, but I look like a sucker. You're like, you a girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? They tell you in jail, we deal with men, not with feelings. That's what older inmates will tell you. Take them feelings and throw them over the gate, let the guard shoot at them. We don't deal with feelings here. So I had to channel that, and I took it to the cell and just started writing the book.
Wow.
And the rest, as they say, like, when I got it past them dudes, it was just one kid. Me and this guy used to go to the library every day. This kid from North Philly named Rashid. No, was he from South Philly? West Philly, 52nd Street, I believe it was. So we weren't really friends, because like I said, you don't have friends in jail, but we were cool, hey. Man,
Say what's
what's
up.
up? Yeah, just like
respect
that.
the space, yeah.
Yo, or we would exchange books, because he was a reader, I was a reader, so we would consume these books. Every day, me and him basically going to the library. And so I said to him one day, I said, I got something I want you to read. He said, okay, bring it down to my cell. I brought it down to his cell. The next morning, he comes running up to my cell. He says to me, this is what things changed for me. He said, yo, Shannon, you can get a couple hours with this. I said, what? He thinks this about me?
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's not my friend? Yo, I swear to God, a cash register went over my head. Ching, ching, ching.
And that's all you need.
It wasn't my intention,
Right.
but he was giving me the truth.
So you wasn't writing just to actually publish it, thinking like when you get out.
I don't even know what I was doing.
Okay.
I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew what I was doing, if you can understand what I'm saying.
I see what you mean.
Like, a lot of that stuff I made up as I went along. I didn't have an outline. I didn't know about outlines and query letters and synopsis. I didn't know about none of that. I found out later. But they would later tell me, like, what you were doing was right. So I would go to bed, but the headaches would be more careful. How the fuck I'm going to get her out of this?
Wow.
Realistically. And then I would wake up and like, yo, I got it. I got it. So I would always be writing stuff down on little pieces of paper, and they call this what they call this. What they say when you put positive thoughts in the affirmation.
Affirmation. Yeah.
So I would sit on my bunk every day and sign a yellow tablet. Shannon Holmes. My name. The way I watched my father sign checks. Big S.
You see what you was doing?
Big H.
Yeah.
Said I'm gonna be famous one day.
You threw it in the air.
I'm gonna be famous one day.
Right.
But not only did I do that, I worked towards it. I was one of them. It was dudes in jail that could write circles around me. They were just that talented.
Right.
But talented people are the most laziest people you ever gonna meet on the face of this earth. Because they know they could turn it on and off at the drop of a dime.
Right. But you was working harder than that.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Yeah.
So when I worked them, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was like, and I signed my deal from jail.
Wow.
Got commissary. I got a $5,000 check in jail.
Hold up.
I never knew.
2,500.
Hold up.
So
I
hold
never
up.
knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's major.
That's
didn't
dope.
know that.
So
I'm gonna tell you how I did that. I gave my father power of attorney. Went to the prison library.
that's smart.
Gave my father power of attorney. He signed the contract for me.
Yeah, with your, so you blessed off on that power of attorney is definitely something that's necessary,
Yeah.
and you definitely want to have that in play. And in the military, when you do that, you know all about power of attorney.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you real quick. So you was writing everything while you was still there, because I know you mentioned 1995 is when you started writing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 95. Because that book.
It might not have been that. The bid started in 95. I didn't start
So you
writing
didn't start writing 95.
Till like 80, 88, 80, 98, 99.
Okay, so it took you, I guess,
6 months. 9 months.
to write the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And and before I bring my other host in here, so I definitely want to ask this question, right? When did it hit you that was a hit? Like that I mean, you had you already had the confirmation. You had the confirmation from your cellmate or whatever, not your cellmate, but you know what I'm saying, your associate when you was locked up. But when you hit that peak,
Okay.
how did it feel?
Let me tell you a funny story. I got it from the jail. When the jails told me, I knew I had it. It was nothing nobody outside the jail can tell me. Because the most mean, vicious people are in jail. They do like nothing to tear me down. And when they couldn't, I knew I had a winner. That's what gave me the confidence to reach out. So I can remember my publisher, Terry Wood, saying to me, she was like, yo, I can't keep paying for Be More Careful with True to the Game money. But when that shit hit the shelves, that shit took on a life of its own.
Wow.
A life.
How did you feel?
Wow.
Like, how did you feel knowing that?
Man, like, to go and
That's a breaking point.
get the car that you want, money's not an object.
But hold up, because when you was hustling, what's the difference? Because you was getting money when you was hustling.
Not like that. Not like that, my guy.
It was just cleaner. That's what it is.
Not like that.
Not like
I wasn't seeing hundreds of thousands hustling.
Oh.
No.
I wasn't the man.
It was
So
The man behind the man behind the man. But I always say, like, you to be a good boss, you have to be a good worker.
Yeah, that's a fact.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I just want
In the street, a lot of bosses are not trying to let you ascend anyway.
Okay, so I see. All right,
You
so
can get big, but not bigger than them.
Yeah,
all
that's
right, so what did you? So once you got that, illustrious publishing deal, and then the money.
No, that didn't come. The money came first.
The money. Oh, that's even better.
Money came first. And then at that time, I started getting phone calls from publishing houses. I'm like, yo, how did you get my number? They're like, you in the phone book. So Penguin Putnam calling my phone, and it got crazy. Like, I got agents calling me, hey, we want you. I said, yo, I'm not signing with an agent, but when I do, I'll sign with you. Kept my word, but these people are unscrupulous. They don't keep their word.
You never worked a 9 to 5. Like, have you ever? You did a 9 to 5 before all of that. Okay.
But not nothing crazy, not a career trajectory.
Right.
I'm staying in the company. Nah, none of that shit. Did what I had to do to get what I had to get. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I work, but not very many.
Okay.
Yeah, like I ain't got no SSI coming, bro. Pick my own SSI. I'm being real.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm just trying to pick up the whole. Okay, so you have that deal, the whole $5,000.
Okay. Let me get back to that.
I want you to get back. Yeah.
So then Simon & Schuster comes calling. Simon, if anything ain't who Simon & Schuster is, they are a publishing giant.
Oh yeah, in New York.
Old money.
Yeah, headquarters in New York.
Avenue of the Americas. Yeah, 6th Avenue. Yeah. So they came calling, and it was a disagreement with my publisher, and like That's what I want to say. Because when we that's what underneath the bridge. I don't want to rehash old wounds and say whatever happened. But I signed with them because I just felt like this. It was like Kobe and Shaq. She was Shaq. I was Kobe. I was the new kid on the block.
Okay.
She was the established star. So I had to defer to her a lot. So the calls were coming from me to her office, and depending upon how she felt about me that day, she would either pass them to me or not, depending on how she felt. So I said, yo, everybody was always saying that, it was Terry and Shannon, that she wrote my book. So I had to get away from I had to go to a new team. Really? I had to go to a new team. Wow. And I kept hearing those rumors and, like you're not going to do it. Like, I'm like, yo, and I told her, I said, yo, you didn't even discover me. I discovered you.
Right.
You didn't know I existed. I knew you existed.
Right.
You didn't write to me. I wrote to you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I felt confident. Basically, I was saying I was already made before you got me. You did not make me. Mm-hmm. And I was willing to take my talents to Miami to prove it. So I went to Simon & Schuster, where it was a different way of doing things. It was a professional. Not to say she did things professionally, but when you self-publish, when you Rockefeller, you making things up as you go along. Because maybe 9 times out of 10 you don't know. Now you don't know, but by the time you get to Cameron, you know. Mm. So I was her first artist over there. It was me. She had the top 2 books. She got 2 classics, mine and hers. Wow. True to the game, be more careful, Coast Whenever. When you think about that culture, that urban culture, that's us.
Yes.
Yeah. So my idols became my rivals. I lived that shit. That wasn't a song. Yeah. Like I'm going like people are like, they saying things about me. I'm like, and we come from those environments where you feel me, you fight. Yeah. That's the environment I was coming from.
I was definitely getting ready to ask you that. So now that you was going over to the whole different side of it being structure. So I'm going to say structure, right? Because they'll tell you I'm real big on that now. But also being born and raised in Baltimore. My thing to you to ask is, how did you change your mindset from going to that? Because for other people who may be going through something like that now and when they are transitioning to other teams, right? People run their mouth a lot, and this business is very, very dirty. Yeah. Very, very dirty. And if you from the streets, because I was listening to you, I was hearing you, I read your book, I know, and from another author to another. My question to you is, how did you handle that transition?
Well, I was never groomed for success to begin with. So being around my former publisher, I learned more what not to do. And sometimes knowing what not to do is just as important as what to do.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah. Sometimes
message.
You gotta pick up stuff. You gotta pick it up as you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have media training. I learned. Mm-hmm. I wasn't like set up on but that's not enough to get because maybe she didn't know.
That's true.
Maybe she didn't know. Mm-hmm. She's a little rough around the edges too. So when I got there, it was a different way of doing it. So I would go in. I'll give you an example. This is when I just blew my mind. Go into the office, right? I see Walter Mosley. I see Wendy Williams. And I see Shannon Holmes. Wow. I was like, yo, God, how did I get here? Wow. That was just one of them mind-blowing moments for me.
Wendy Williams is there as well.
Walter Mosley is a literary giant. Mm-hmm. And when I'm like, damn. Shannon Holmes, you on the production schedule? I'm looking at the board with my name on it in my book.
Right next to it.
I'm like, I'm sandwiched in between them.
Yeah.
She's dropping, I'm dropping, he's dropping. It's crazy. So they put a machine behind you.
Okay.
So now I'm dealing with everything is in-house. Mm-hmm. And I came over there with a little arrogance, a little bit of swagger.
Yeah.
And yo.
As you should have.
And yo.
Yeah.
I had a black editor. Her name is Malika Adero. She lit into my ass like my mother.
Good.
She closed the blue. I don't know what you thinking. Yo, long story short, I love that lady so much that I named my daughter after her. I said,
wow.
Now that's a blessing.
Wow.
I'm naming my daughter's name is Malika Holmes. Her name is Malika Adero.
Oh man,
that's a blessing.
But we became friends after that because I didn't know. Like I said, we come from environments where you offend me, we fight. What? This is jail. Like I'm on some jail shit with civilians. Like, what you say?
So it took someone to humble you to make sure to realize.
Yeah, I
you
got
can't
humble,
move
but
like
you
that.
still have to be ready to throw your hands in my world, though. You know what I'm saying? You still got to be ready.
But you're no longer in that world. So how did you start to use your brain
But
power?
you know, it's funny that I was no longer in that world professionally.
But your
in the
mindset.
streets, I was still hanging with the same dudes,
Mm-hmm.
being in the same places. I remember one time I'm fighting this dude in the street, and this girl comes running up to me. This is one of my lowest points in my life. She says to me, "Do you know who you are?"
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
You know how bad
Now,
that
if
shit
that
hurt
ain't
me?
a message,
Yeah.
if that ain't a
Needed to
message.
hear.
She said, "Do you know who you are?" And then my ex-wife, she used to say this to me. She said, "Yo, Shannon, when they do something, it's nothing. When you do something, it's everything."
It's everything.
I got the name now.
Yeah, yeah.
The kid that was in the background came to the forefront. A lot of people ain't like that, though. Because they ain't look out, so I wasn't looking out.
Let's give a round of applause to the women out here. You know what I'm saying? She actually, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
She actually,
yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
Pointed out something. You know what I mean? Because, you know, men's going to be men, and, you know what I mean? Women are supposed to actually be the ones that calm every
She
situation.
definitely, like I said,
did
like
that.
Adero,
that.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to be around a lot of powerful women, like
That's what's
Terry Woods, my ex-partner, Vicky Stringer.
Oh yeah.
I've been, you know, and I've survived breakups with them all. To go on and still carve out, because when you can never stop talent.
Yeah.
It'll
true.
always prevail.
Yeah.
As long as the person with it is diligent enough
So
to keep going.
So not to cut you. Speaking about powerful women, I see beautiful women sitting next to you. You know, that's a great segue. Let's bring that in. I mean, I'm hearing your story. We love it.
Yeah.
You got a message, right? And continue to pass it. But let's hear a little bit for you women. So Teresa,
Hey.
let me hear some things about you. I've heard about you in the street. I saw an episode that you did do with my brothers, Music, Life, and Love. So I did watch that. I know you work with a couple of other people that I also engage with. And I was like, okay, I finally get to meet this lady. So tell me a little bit more about the casting and the acting and like how you've been changing other lives, right? So let's hear a little bit of that, because he said he's surrounded around powerful women. He got two on both sides.
She's gorgeous. Christine Puckett is gorgeous. Thank you so much.
No
and I've seen you around. You are something special. You're a writer as well, like myself. So
Thank
big ups to
you.
you.
Thank
but
you.
yeah, I'm excited to be sitting on this panel. We just have someone just came in who's going to join us. Trill's going to join us, so I'm going to make it short. I'm going
Okay.
to tell you about my experience with him really quick. How we met. We met. I would say over 10 years ago.
Wow, 10 years.
Yeah.
I
We
think it was
met.
Rodney. Then it was like we have mutual friends in common.
Right. McFadden,
Rodney,
then it was- yeah.
Rodney McFadden,
Then
and
Ross.
Robert Wise.
Robert Wise, yeah.
So-
He was like, "You got to meet this guy. You got to meet this guy." And so he called me, and then from then on, he told me what he was going to do. He told me about the movie. And this happened like 10 years ago. I'm trying to tell people, stop rushing your craft. It takes time. Just be patient, and it's going to come for you. And look, fruition has come to place now.
Yeah.
The movie
It
is
took
out.
me 20 years though.
Yeah, but that's
Since
the
the publishing
travel.
of the book, yo.
The
so-
travel that he had, and I was a part of that travel, and I met him as with some other people I'm working with right now. They talked to me. It's about 10-year span for them people too. With Ray Luger, with Affiliated, we're doing now.
I needed to
I
hear
want
that.
to explain to Baltimore. I need Baltimore. I need everyone in the masses to understand that these things don't just manifest overnight. He just told you his whole story.
Mm-hmm.
He told you about the military family, about his dad. He told you about the streets, about how he started dipping into drugs, selling drugs. How he said, you know what, I want to sell drugs. That wasn't his life.
Yeah, I didn't have to do that.
He didn't have to do that. He came from a great background. He just shared that. But something sparkled in him when he was in jail. You don't know where God's going to bless you and put you. And if you're down and you're at your lowest, expect a miracle. Because that's when
in
it
church now.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Told you, here come the women.
Yeah, expect a miracle when you're at your lowest, when you don't see the light, when you don't see anything coming forth, you don't see the rainbow, you don't see it. That's when you push harder.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people in Baltimore ask me, when are you going to finish your project? When are you going to finish kicking in doors? I want to do it when he says.
Yeah.
He just told you about the word discernment. He never said the word discernment, but he's explaining it to you. I want to tell you the word discernment. It's that gut. It's what you feel in your stomach. It's not your gut. It's discernment. It's that spiritual guidance that you own. I don't care if you're from MAGA. I don't care if you're Catholic. I don't care if you're Muslim.
Whatever your background is, religion.
The discernment is in you.
That's a fact.
And so when I met with him, I want to tell you this. Shannon has never, ever lied to me.
Wow.
You know, a lot of New Yorkers, they be like, that New York guy lie, man. That New York guy lie, man. You better watch that New York guy,
But she
man.
kind of told me something like when we met. She was like, "Yo, just give me my credit. I said,
That's all I need.
that's nothing. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
But I made,
It's
But I
everywhere.
can see why you asked that.
Yeah. I asked that. I want because money is not that important to me. What's important to me is being successful, and successful is whatever you set out to do. If you've done that, then you're successful.
yeah, there's different levels of success. Like for
That's a
me,
fact.
being successful was getting out the street. It wasn't, everything else was icing on the cake.
Yeah.
So he's
It
a
stopped my mother not getting that phone call saying her youngest son is dead.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's successful.
Yeah.
And for him to call me and say, "Hey, Teresa, I need your help. This is what I want you to do. I need some actors." He's coming from New York to come down here. His people up there, his resources are in New York. But he's coming down here where he's setting up camp. Well, he wants to get that feel of Baltimore. He wants to get what Baltimore's look like. He wants to see how it feels. He wants to show the movie to match his book. He wants the authenticity.
That's what I was getting ready to say, because
Being out here.
people being in Baltimore, and you read
Somebody
the book,
actually had the
it needs
audacity to
definitely-
tell me they wanted to shoot it. I said, hell
Absolutely
no. Some people
not.
will kill me.
You have to do it.
Some people will kill me down. I would never be able to show my face in that
Yes,
camp.
thank
and
you.
then they said,
You so smart.
and then I had the opportunity to get a girl from DC, a professional actor from DC. I said no to that too. Because I just felt
It had to be everything.
that person had to be from Baltimore.
Because everything is here. I'm not going
And
to.
that's what makes him very successful, because he set out to do something and he done it. Whether it's sweeping the floor, whether it's being a custodian, if you will. If you did that well that day, you're successful. We need to understand what success is. People have this persona that success is bigger than the universe, but it's right here. And also, he said, Teresa, well, I need some people. And I said, you know what, let's get them here. And so I was able to cast for it. And to me, that was huge.
Yeah, probably like what 85 to 75% of the
That's
cast came
amazing.
from her.
Came from Teresa.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That was huge. And thank you to Baltimore.
And her people were good. They were
Yeah.
Let me just
That's
say,
amazing.
ready to work.
everybody that came through her,
Her
I don't
name
know what
attached to that.
What she do, what boot camp she running or something like that. But everybody that came through her, they were good to work with. I will work with again. I can't say that for everybody I work with on this joint.
You want to see him laugh? I run it like a jail. I run it like a prison. I run it like a prison. Okay, now you eat, now you sleep.
See, that's the
No.
respect that Teresa gets in the city, because you know what? Your name rings bells out here.
It sure does.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Especially the church people, they were like the best group ever. Like in that church, that was like, that was one of my favorite scenes too. One of my favorite scenes in the movie, man.
That was a touching scene, very touching.
was.
It's prolific. It was profound. It did everything it needed to do. It jerked tears. But basically, the people I got to come, he asked me for a type. And so it wasn't like I said, you. People ask me all the time, why wasn't I chosen? He asked me for a type. If you need somebody black with dreads, who's got dreads that's black? I said, you know what? My boy Trill. Who's got a quirky, funny, but still has a street feel? My boy Turk. Who could be a waitress? Martinez. These people came to
had
me.
it all.
It's
I
not
forgot
like
about it. Yeah. She was the waitress, y'all.
it's not like I just overstepped people. I had to choose what he painted out the picture. That's what casting is. It's not about my friend. I want you to play a part. It's about the look. It's about the
Yeah,
cadence.
my friends, I was asked, you want your friends to be in the movie? I said, yo, my friends don't need to be in my movie because they know what I do when I get it. I come back with it.
Yeah.
They happy for me. My friends are genuinely happy for me. I didn't want to turn this into Money and Violence Part 3.
There you go.
People,
And that's
because
a
now
great-
that
that's a great series, too.
not to say it's not, but now that with these invention of these web series, everybody got the acting involved.
Yeah.
But I tell people, let me act your movie, let me cut your hair.
There you go. There
That
you go.
makes sense.
Black
this
I'm
people,
going to use that.
black people, do not let people play with their hair.
I'm going to use
I'm
that.
telling you, because it doesn't really make sense. Like, I could do it, or I'm better than him. But how we know? We never seen him do it.
Right. I saw this young lady right here. She's beautiful.
Yes.
I met her from Stephen White, and I was like, you know what? She did a great job in kicking the door. So when he told me what he needed, I said, I have someone who's beautiful, who's talented, who's witty, and I called her. She came and she filled those shoes. The little boy Zay, he filled those
Yeah,
shoes.
she was like one of the last.
So
people,
many of them.
I think she's one of the last people you casted.
It's so many of them.
Yeah.
But so I have the guy here. I have the guy here. I can tell you how he got his part. What happened was someone kind of stepped out, and Trill had the look. He had the dreads. He had the dark skin. He had the personality. He had the charisma. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I called. Shannon went to his page and was like, I want him. The same way he did with Turk. But I want to tell you guys before I leave, because I want him to talk, is your page is your resume.
Yes, it is.
So I sent them to both pages. I sent them to Wood pages, Gary Ford page, a lot of people pages. I sent them my son's page. Stephen Kelly plays in it. He has a small role. And what I want you to tell you is that page speaks volumes. I helped you get there, but he had to go choose.
But you know who was very good too? What's my man named Pope? He was so good as the,
James did a great job.
As the funeral director. Oh my God, he was just so solemn and just so finished. Like
Yeah, and I'll tell you that he did a good job because he and I was in a relationship and we broke up, and so for me to still say that he did a great job, it's business.
It's business.
He did a fabulous job. I was very proud of James Pope. He did a fabulous job.
I was so glad he got that part. Bro. I was like, yo, but sometimes you don't get the part you want, man.
No, like Mr. Greg
Sometimes,
Branch.
man.
I mean, he didn't get the part he wanted, but that was the one you wanted to be a dollar, but he didn't be dollar, but he was great at the funeral scene. So sometimes you're not gonna get the part you want.
So okay, when the dream is coming true, man, you get to see who's coming with you and who's staying right fucking there.
Wow.
So
Who's gonna continue this journey with you? Trust me. If you a headache,
if you're a headache, no one's gonna call you back.
nobody wants a headache.
Nobody.
I'm gonna leave in this note. I gotta say it. I gotta say this, Gil. I gotta say this. And Soto, I know you're in the room, but I gotta say this. If you come to someone's set and you're giving your opinion, just hear me out. And you're telling what we should do. If you say these words right here, we should do this, we should do that. How about if I do this? How about if I do that? When the director is trying to tell you what to do, they can smile at you all day long. They're not gonna call you back.
That's a fact.
Listen, the director is the vision.
Okay.
Respect your director. Learn your lines the best you can. If you can't learn them to the T, which is verbatim, you know what that means, try your best. And then if you have something after you shoot what we want to shoot, then you can say, how about I do this? And the rest is extra. But don't take over someone else's shoot. And I got to get up because I got to see Trill talk. I have to have him here. He did a lot of work. Everyone I casted, I want to say thank you.
I know that's right. No, thank you for doing what you do and having the gift and the talent and being one of those strong women right there. You plead everyone else on and you get them their flowers, but it's good for you to have yours.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you.
You're welcome, of course. That's amazing, though. I'm very, very proud and happy that you chose to keep the movie here, keep everyone here. That means a lot from people that is actually from here and hear the story. And you feel mixed emotions sometimes when somebody be like, I'm going to come in your city. I ain't from your city. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
But listen, they did that in The Wire. I don't think anybody can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we know. We know.
That's where everybody get their familiarity of
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
You had New York dudes playing Baltimore.
Yeah.
That is very true. That is very true. But those are things.
We had to pretty much show that in New York. Just talk to Baltimore.
Say that again out here.
Yo,
Yo, you got your headphones on.
Yeah, I was like,
And that's why I couldn't hear you because you live in the mic. That's why I was like,
You pretty much want to tell him why he had to do things for Baltimore. Not deaf, but this is why. This is why he had.
oh.
Yo.
So we'll be very interested in knowing that and
Why?
letting
Because I
show
took so
that
much
part.
from the city. Like, I had to get something back. Like,
So-
that was my thing. Like, yo, Baltimore gave me everything tangible I ever had in my life. From cars to girls to maybe even my kids.
So maybe even your kids.
Kids.
Okay, that's interesting.
maybe
Look,
even
you
my
heard
kids,
me. I
yeah.
said maybe
Maybe
even
even
your
kids, yeah.
kids.
I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Come on,
Okay.
man. Don't nothing look better than a man than success.
I like
I ain't
that. I
the
like that.
handsomest dude in the world. I know this.
That is that. Listen,
Hey, don't
beauty is in the
eye.
eye of the beholder.
I ain't take to agree with me though.
Right,
Yeah, but
listen.
I want to kick it to Christine real quick
Yeah.
as well. Just a little bit of the background of your story as far as like acting, how you got into acting and whatever have you. What's your story?
I've been I don't know. I don't know where to start. Let me just say that. Being part of I guess the Christian background, being a choir director and things like that, you know where you fit. Being a model and everything like that, you know you have to improvise and everything like that. Even with helping my cousin Stephen White, A Different Regard, I have to help out with the fashion portion of that. And then I also have to, I had to learn how to dress people, put them in tailored outfits and everything like that. So all of that came to play. I met Teresa when she was shooting her other film, and I was, the receptionist there. And so she remembered me. So she had asked my cousin, well, Steven, what is your cousin doing? And he came home. Call Teresa. She want to call you. She have something to say. She wants you to do something. I said, okay. I was like, okay, I'm going to call her. So I called her, and she had asked me whether or not if I was interested in doing a part. And I said, okay, sure. Didn't know anything about Be More Careful. Now, when you talk to my daughter, Raven, she's 32, and I asked her, I said, you know anything about this? Yeah, I know about this book, honey. And I was like, ooh, okay. So Teresa gave me the line. She shouted to me, and I had the pleasure of meeting Shannon on set. And yeah, so it was awesome because the energy was good. Everybody just got along so well.
That day.
But it was met because at the end of the day, the other young lady that I, cast with, I'm sitting there and what she was saying about her experience in the movie, it's like I lived it. Wow. And so I'm sitting there like, ain't this something? Yeah. I said, I can relate to this. So being from Baltimore.
Born and raised. Huh?
Born and raised in Baltimore.
What side? East side? East side?
East side.
Oh, okay.
But I have family on the west side or whatever, so, I can go wherever. But east side, I love east side. But it was a pleasure and an honor for Teresa to have called me. And then for Shannon to say yeah.
Say yeah, give you the thumbs
up.
Yeah,
give me the thumbs
That's
up.
amazing.
Yeah.
Look at
that.
that.
So it was a blessing. Thank you so much.
But they vibe though, but there was such a natural vibe of chemistry. I think sometimes you make I say this about publishing. I came into that field not looking for a friend or enemy, and I found them both.
Like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm stealing my lines.
I'm telling you, you gonna look on my show and I'm gonna be like, Shannon said to the good brother Shannon, but I got both.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it be like that sometimes. People gonna like you, man. I felt like I was the boy in the dike. This was my dream, bro. I couldn't let that shit, because I let that shit happen to me before. In the middle of your dream, it's not the time to fall back. When you're in the midst of your dream, it's the time to go harder. I let somebody drive my car, and they ran into a tree and jumped out. Not literally, but figuratively. The first movie I ever did, I let somebody control it. They was causing all kinds of ruckus. People didn't like him, and I was just trying to patch up, and it was too late to solve it.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? All I can say, sorry, I'm apologizing for what you did. Why am I apologizing for what you did, and you not apologizing for what you did? It says something.
Yes, we excited.
Yeah.
So since, we talking about actors in the room and talent, he was able to come and fall right on in. Won't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Teresa definitely pumped you up. She made sure that I don't know if you can do a better introduction, but let me hear you. Let's see what's going on. Let them know the role that you play. Give us a little bit of your background.
Teresa got that. But I go by Trill CG for my artist name.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm really I'm a rapper.
Okay.
I don't even want to say a rapper. I'm an artist.
Good.
Or entertainer. You should
I'm
say
an entertainer because
there you go.
now, thanks to them, I got another lane opened up. You know what I'm saying? But I had a great time though.
Yeah. It was good to work. It was enjoy. Even after we talk. I haven't talked to him for maybe 3 weeks now. Yeah. But that's as long as I haven't talked to him since last year this time. We always bro, and stuff like that. So I like that type of stuff. Having friendships that carry,
of course,
or developing friendships that carry off off the set. we talk about real life things. And then we got mutual friends he got in New York that I know and stuff like that. So it was oh snap. And even people down here that I think I even wanted for that role, but I could never get in contact with his man. And then it turns out his man is yeah.
That's how
so it was crazy. So it was just
I would say as far as going from the artist lane to the actor lane. It's definitely a big difference, but at the same time it made it comfortable for me because when you shooting visuals for your songs,
that's true.
It's acting.
It's the same thing.
Acting, you know what I'm saying? So it made it a little easier for me. You know what I'm saying? Then, like I said, Shannon vibe, Teresa energy, they kept me up because I actually lost one of my best friends.
I remember that. I'm talking about that today, man. We were talking about that today.
One of my childhood friends got killed.
Doing the shooting, be more careful.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the morning I was supposed to come in to shoot my scene, I was running a little late because I had got a phone call. It was a missed call 3, 4 in the morning. So I was just trying to get myself together because I'm really trying to figure out how I'm about to go about it. 'Cause you got this going on, I'm grateful for, but then
Real
I got
life,
real
yeah.
life going on. So it's
Issues.
just like, yeah, I tell myself I'm a machine all the time, but at the same time, like Shannon was speaking on earlier, it's natural things that's gonna fight against your mindset sometimes.
That's a fact.
You know
That
what
was
I'm
an
saying?
ultimate test right there.
It was definitely a test. Pass it though.
You gonna keep passing it. That's the thing.
Yo, when he pulled up, bro, he was on fire. I understood why he was on fire, but I just tried to get him off that ledge. But he took the advice, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I hate to be out of control, bro.
Yeah.
When you can't say, yo, the police is coming, come on. No, get off. I'll never be that guy. Come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I'll hold the door, but I'm good with you. So never be beyond control, man. Like, just somebody can say some words of encouragement just to bring you back, man. You can be mad. It's human instinct to be mad, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, he didn't misappropriate his anger with nobody. He was mad at who he was mad at.
Yeah.
And that's that.
So that must have been a good feeling for you to actually film right here in your city and everything like that. Just film it here in Baltimore. Like, you know, can you explain exactly, like, do you see yourself going to acting as far as like going Hollywood or anything further than that?
I'm open to it.
Okay.
I'm always open to it. I feel like it'd be ignorant for me to say I'm not, just because it's something I'm not used to.
I hope they all do, man. Like I want it to be
it could be the
the
spark.
platform,
Right.
just to jump off. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hold you. I want you to go see how other people run their sets too.
Yeah.
I don't know how nobody run their sets because I've been on mine.
There you go.
People, yo, information in the black community, people hoard that.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
so
They hold
true.
it.
That is so true. That is
Come over
so
where?
true.
No. Where you shooting at? Oh, no. Set, close set. So people think because you don't get the information from them that you're not going to get it. But nothing in my life, in my career, nothing that wasn't meant for me didn't reach me or didn't hit me.
And that was a learning process too.
Okay.
Everything,
I
everybody.
learned a lot.
From shit.
And like he said, we built a personal rapport too. So I learned a lot, and it just made me feel like, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
good.
can hear you.
So basically, like outside of the acting or the music, anything, as far as like life perspective, you know what I'm saying, principles and morals and stuff like that, I took certain things by watching them.
So I was getting ready to say something about that. Here I go, about to be deep, G. As far as mentorship and growth in the young black man and how it's so important for that hand to reach, not just for us women, right? You have that unity, but you don't really hear that often when it comes to men. You will follow them when it's do the wrong thing or get a quick dollar, but to actually change your morals, your core values, and to actually listen and see what, oh, he has this going on, I'm able to do those same things. So what are 3 top things that you took from him?
When to hold them and fold them.
Okay.
Okay.
And for people who don't really understand that, a younger crowd, that means just weighing out your situations and circumstances. Sometimes you're not wrong for reacting how you react to a situation, but it could cost you on the back end.
That's a fact.
That's just like, for example, I'll give you an example with traffic. You come to an intersection, it's a 4-way stop. You might got the right of way. If a drunk driver run the stop sign, smack you, you can't say, oh God, well he was wrong, so rewind it and give me my life back. Like, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So you taught to be a defensive driver, even if you do got the right of way. Yield a little bit, pay attention to what's going on around you, then you go on. So that's one thing I learned. Another thing is just persistence. It's one thing to be consistent. You feel what I'm saying? But then it's another thing to be persistent. Consistency means you just keep doing something over and over. Persistence means you doing something continuously while you have something fighting against you. Stress, friends, family.
It's that push.
Circumstances.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So I learned that, paying attention to Shannon and Teresa. And then the last thing, if I had to say anything, is just how to keep a smile on your face while you're doing it. Because perception, everything, it's like, I could get through something with a frown on my face, so everybody in the world could tell something wrong with me. But then what type of energy am I giving off on other people? It's gonna affect other people because I got influence in my city. So at the end of the day, it's like if people see my face looking crazy, no matter what come out my mouth, they're gonna feel like it's gonna rub off on them.
Yeah, that's a
You know what I'm saying? So I learned how in the midst of like, I say a storm, just got a whole bunch of things going on at one time. Yo, you just keep that smile, don't let them see you sweat, because then they can't tell the difference.
That's true. And that's all I can say, since you said people in your city, right, you have an influence. You also are aware of now of your power that you hold. So not even just that, just your face. If I move, I know I can influence other people to do not just negative things, but now it's let me show you the positive things that we can do. Would you say that?
I don't, to be honest, naturally, I guess I got that responsibility, but I don't even be wanting to. I don't want to be. I want to lead by example, but I don't want to be people's example.
Okay. That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? I rather my actions lead so they know how to go about certain things, but I don't want people like put me on that pedestal, even though naturally it's gonna happen. I just remain humble and just let people know like I'm human. I'm still learning just like y'all are.
Y'all heard that?
Yeah.
Okay. You see that? And let's play it for Shannon for sparking
all of this.
them
Yeah.
values and him taking it and willing to be open to even watch it, to even open and be a part of that and watch and learn from another man to another.
But a
So
lot of these kids, man, it'd be like a generation gap, but not with him. They be like, "Oh, you old motherfuckers don't know shit."
yeah.
They'll tell you that to your
They
face.
tell you that to your
I
face.
told this young kid one day, I said, "Yo, homeboy, you can't never make me feel bad about my age. Yo, get there. I know a lot of dead young motherfuckers. How about that?
Yeah, that's
How
a
about that?
Yeah, real
You
talk.
can never make me
talk.
feel bad. You got to get here and let's have that conversation when you get here."
When you get older, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing, man.
It
To be
is.
honest with you. You know
It
what I'm
is.
Say
saying?
the only thing worse than getting old is not getting old.
That's a fact.
Exactly. I want to ask Christine, is there anything else you want before we wrap it up? I want to ask, like, is there anything as far as like the movie being part, like what's
Yeah,
so
tell them
special
that
about
story you
this?
told me.
What's so special about
Tell them that story you told me. When she thought,
Because I told you that I didn't know anything about Be More Careful. And my daughter, she put me down a little bit, but she didn't put me down all the way. So I had I was excited. I was like, okay, Teresa told me that it was coming on Prime TV and everything, and I'm just on Facebook. Please look it up. Spending money all day. Say, Christine, oh, you got to spend $4.99. I said, okay, well, $4.99.
Yeah, I can do that.
yes. I was like, oh,
Coffee
okay.
costs more than that.
Right. And so later on that day, I said, okay, I'm going to set my time, go here to fix me some dinner, some popcorn and everything like that. So I was just sitting there and I was ready for it. The movie started. I said, okay, it's going to be nice. Because mind you, I only knew about my scene.
Okay.
I didn't know about nobody else's
she
scene.
wasn't there for that.
I was like,
It
oh,
was,
no.
it was in and
So,
out.
oh yeah, so then the movie started playing and I was seeing certain scenes. I said, oh, okay. Then as it went along further, I said, oh, so I had pearls on. I thought I had pearls
Clutched
on.
your pearls.
So I was clutching my pearls. But I was like, oh my God. But at the end of the day, it was like the scene that me and my co-partner was in, that scene was awesome. Because in the beginning of the scene, the middle part of the scene, it was busy. Everything was busy. You saw a lot of things that was happening in Baltimore. And it happens in a lot of other different cities too.
Sure.
But Baltimore, we know about Baltimore. But when it got to that middle part where the message was so powerful,
And that dialogue.
yeah, the dialogue between me and the other young lady, it's like I was sitting there and it just struck me. It almost brought tears to my eyes.
Devils. How about dealing
Yeah,
with
I ain't want to deal with no devils and nothing like that,
I'd rather deal with the devil I know than the devil
Then
I
deal
don't.
with the devil.
You
Absolutely.
said, how about this?
How about this? How about not dealing with no devils at all?
And that's what's it.
And at the end of the day, we don't want to deal with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's something that we don't want to deal with. And when it comes down to our kids or whatever, we love our children.
And that's what she was. That
You know
was
what
the
I'm
whole
saying?
point of the scene.
What
are you extracting out that scene?
Right.
And that was like this lady. She's raising her best to raise her
She's
kids,
yes.
and she don't want that life for her kid. Her
Not at
daughter,
all.
But
Not at all.
you
But
know,
it just happened to
yeah.
fall in that situation.
sometimes shit comes to your door, man.
Yep.
Or
But
you
we
get
do the
cursed
best
through
we
your
can
kids.
do. Yep. Yep. But we do the best we can do. And and when we can't do, let God do the rest.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think that message right there, I think that's it. What we can't do, let God do the rest.
And on
And I'll let
that
that
is
be.
an amazing way to close out the segment, right?
Yeah, I want to. Trill. I mean, before we take off, I want to know exactly like what you got coming up. What's the future looking like for you right now?
Look at
I'm
Shannon.
talking to Trill.
He's like, I don't know. Listen,
No, no.
check this out.
I'm being funny, but
Okay, I got you. I know
I'm
what you're talking
being
about now.
funny.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Long story short, though, I got a single I just dropped. It was released today.
All right.
Congratulations.
It's different for me,
Okay.
but I feel like it's gonna be a big record. I don't put no expectations on it. I believe it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. I know it's gonna do what it's supposed to do.
Nice.
Is it on all streaming platforms?
It's on all streaming.
Okay,
platforms.
there you go. Y'all,
It's
y'all
on
let 'em-
everything. It's on all streaming platforms. It's called She Want. It's Trill CG. My artist name Trill Space CG, featuring Gwen Hilton. It's my cousin. He out LA.
Okay.
But he an artist too. He's saying I got a series coming out with Teresa Davis, Kicking in Doors.
All
That's gonna
right.
be crazy.
That's dope.
I'm waiting on my call from Shannon to make sure I get hired again.
That's why you
both,
look at
right?
it like that.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked. That's okay.
Outside of that, I've been picking up doing little shoots and modeling things. Like
Okay.
Cashland reached out. Shout out to John too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
man, we know
He showed me
John.
big love. Like he put me in my first shoot with Cashland last year, but he contacted me and told me that he planned on making me like an ambassador.
That's good.
That's good.
Start doing shoots.
That's
and
good.
they
So we
getting
can do
paid for
product placement. I can
That's
just go
good.
right to you, yo, Trill. I need some product placement.
There you go.
it. You know what I'm saying?
So connections here.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't want to forget nothing to leave nobody out. Cause right now I ain't gonna lie, I'm blessed. I can't even complain. Like even though real life go on,
Yeah.
it's about perspective. When you can control your mind and your thoughts, and you control life, like that's
Talk about it, brother.
Preach on you.
Talk about it, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to have one closing thought. I like to
Of
thank
course.
Teresa. I think we had our conversation. We had our moment on the phone after the rap and all that type. But I really like to thank, and I really like to thank the city of Baltimore
Yes.
for always having me and never harming me, man. You know what I'm saying? So if we would have shot this movie maybe 15, 20 years ago, the dudes I knew that, a lot of dudes
Yeah.
gone. They no longer here. They in jail. It'd have been a different.
Yeah.
I'd have been able to call some favors.
Okay.
Put it that way. So but what happened is when you shooting not in your hometown, you got to call somebody maybe call somebody else to call in a favor for you. When I'm in New York, I call in my own favors because you can't do this without no favors. Don't get it wrong.
That's
right.
Everybody got paid, but you cannot do this without no favors.
Right. It's true.
You just can't.
Can't.
This is like doing the movies like a big robbery, a big bank robbery. Everybody has to play their role. You watch the door, you grab the money. It is. That's the best thing I can tell you. You can't do this by yourself. This is not writing.
Right.
This is not writing a book. I lock in a room and come out with money. It's not that. This ain't. You need so many people, so many more. Y'all got to work in concert. So just even that part can be difficult dealing with people and dealing with humanity, personalities, and mentalities.
Yeah.
I want to say something about that. Not to cut you off, bit, bro.
Go ahead.
That's what really changed my perspective about the acting role, and then even with music. That was my first acting gig, as far as in a movie, and it's the first time I got paid for acting in anything.
I know that's right.
I done did a little acting stuff on the smaller level, but you got me a check my first joint. You feel what I'm saying? And
It was important to us to pay our way through. You know what I'm saying? To pay everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And trust me, it was people that didn't even deserve to get paid.
But they were on set.
But that's another
But you
story.
were there, so.
either way, I'm grateful though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I
The
mean, like,
experience was awesome.
I just thought some people just didn't grasp the severity of the moment. And from that, didn't know, yo, bro, you just immortalized yourself.
Yeah.
When I'm ashes to ash and dust to dust, my kids will be able to, they go, Dad, right there. Look at Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was a cameo, but hey,
It's something.
It's
you
something better than
immortalize,
nothing.
you immortalize yourself, bro. Like, yo, it's forever. It's on the internet.
Yeah.
It's forever, baby.
Forever. Listen, Christine, definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
Trill, definitely appreciate you. The man.
Thank you.
The man.
For having me, man.
Shannon, man, I definitely appreciate this, man. And shout out to Teresa. Shout out to M. Soda, obviously, the host. Miss Legend,
Yeah.
Yes.
what's
yes.
going on? Any last words?
Just thank y'all for coming through. We appreciate y'all dropped a lot of jewels. I told you I probably will be using some of them words. But other than that,
My shit copyrighted.
that's it. Hey, you should have been did it. Should have been did it.
I'm ASCAP. I'm getting published. BMI, don't do it.
But no, other than that, it's always love. Thank you for having me.
All right, definitely. Anyway, drop in the handles. Your handle, you said Trill CG.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at TrillCG. I got a website, www.trillcg.com.
Okay.
I'm on all streaming platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Pandora, whatever you look up.
Gotcha. Definitely. Christine, any handles, anything?
Well, since my cousin Stephen White, he has his own boutique.
Okay.
825 North Charles Street, different regard.
Okay.
So come on through. Go on to Google, pull them up, make your appointment. The experience will be awesome.
Nice.
I like to think like a new language, Cashland. Cashland let me soon film a scene in there. So shout out to John and his brother. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, they were like, you know, they were warm and welcoming. You know what I'm saying? If I'm missing anybody, charge it to my head, not my heart. But don't tell that though. Yo, but Shannon, I only do Instagram. I'm not big on Facebook. Instagram to me is way more entertaining.
Yeah.
So I'm there. I find myself there being entertained by stupidity. But anyway, it's Shannon Holmes Media at gmail.com. That's my email.
That's the email.
But that's Shannon Holmes. I try to use my name in everything I do. Like I said, it's an
Easy to
odd
find.
name. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shannon Holmes. It's not
It's easy to find.
Shannon Charles Holmes. It's just Shannon Holmes. I thought I was the only person with that name on this earth.
Oh, yeah.
So I started Googling people, and I was like, damn.
Damn.
All these years, I just thought I was the only
The
person
only
with that name, man. Because I always got in trouble. Who did it? Shannon? Right to my house. But anyway, it's Shannon Holmes Media at IG.
Awesome.
Look
Awesome.
me up. And, you know, for any inspiring actor, you know.
That's how they
we
can
gonna
reach
do
out to
something-
you.
Yeah, we're going to do something
Awesome.
again in here, down here. But after this Be More Careful series, I'm up top.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. All right. Yo, Music, Life, and Love podcast. You already know what time it is. We are out.
Music, life, love, love.